the actual TV industry, the way they count down's funny. It's like 3, 2, and then they don't say 1, and they just go.
Well, that's,
Something
I
like
mean,
that.
it makes you feel like important at that point.
It does. It's like, naturally the 1 should be there, but he didn't say it because you're just the pro. Like, you know that live means live.
I think it's really cool that when you go live, we just keep talking. Like, we don't, like, before we went live, like, we were just extend that conversation.
That's the way to do it, I think. I just like pressing the button randomly and then telling people, we're live now, by the way, because I don't like the formality. I don't like the directors, like, little, what's that thing called for movies whenever they let a scene's being recorded. I don't know. It's weird.
What is that thing called?
I don't know. It definitely has a name, and I can't remember it for the life of me.
But you know what that thing is for, that clap?
100%.
Yeah. It's to put, like, that break in so they can find it really easy.
Yeah. Yep. A little spike in the clip. It is nice to do. I see a lot of, like, YouTubers will clap really loud at the beginning of their videos and just keep it there. So
maybe they're just proud of themselves.
I think that could be too. Hey, somebody's got to clap for you, right?
That's right.
We are live. Well, I am live from V&V Scratch Kitchen in Finleyville. So as you guys know, our Pittsburgh Combat Sports Podcast Hidden Gem series is rolling. We have nominations for everybody's favorite hidden gem in Pittsburgh, favorite food place that you may not have heard about in Pittsburgh. V&V Scratch Kitchen was a nomination from, hang on, let me see here real quick. Nominated by Leanna Tarasito. Sorry if I said your name poorly, but here we go.
Tarasito.
Tarasito. You're probably correct. Tarasito. That sounds way better.
Leanna, if you see this and you can say who's right, please let us know.
I think it's Tara. I'm betting on you. That sounds right. From the Pittsburgh Foodies Facebook group, which, if you guys are in Pittsburgh, in or around the area, and you're into food, cannot recommend the Pittsburgh Foodies group enough for recommendations, reviews. Anytime, like, I want to try something new and I'm craving a burger, craving wings, I'll just drop in that group and say, hey, who has the best wings north of this? I mean, you can get very specific with the location too, 10 minutes from McKeesport or something like that. So the place is awesome. And this V&V Scratch Kitchen, my friends, also pretty dang awesome. I got some pictures to share for you. So,
so I had to go home to do the podcast. I was there with him. And then I forgot my earphones, and that wouldn't work in that, like, environment. So I had to come home to do my end of the podcast, or else I would be there in separate, we would kind of split up and do it. But check that out. That's what I ate. Their steak and cheese bomb.
Ryan with the steak and cheese, nice fries on the side, fresh cut boys. I mean, homemade pickle. That's nice. Smoked wing. Sweet Thai chili, smoked wings, freaking delicious. Really enjoyed them. The fries were phenomenal.
So I think the wings were their special. Like, I don't think they did. Was the wings on the normal menu? I don't think they were.
Yeah, I didn't see them on the paper menu. They were up on the chalkboard when we got here. Yeah. And they did have some Lent specials as well. But as you can see, Ryan and I did not obey Friday Lent rules today. We ate some meat. So chicken wings, French fries were amazing. But this, for me, definitely stole the show, man. This grilled cheese that I got there, it was called the Heathen. And it had beef cheese.
Fitting name for you.
Yeah, it's true. And for eating meat on Friday. Beef cheeks, bacon, tomato, cheese, some other stuff going on. I can't even remember what all was on that.
That is correct. He did say beef cheeks. Hey there, beef cheeks.
Beef cheeks. I don't know. I don't think people appreciate it when you call them beef cheeks, but I certainly appreciate eating beef cheeks. I'll tell you that.
If someone called me beef cheeks, I would not think that that's like a flattering thing. I just wouldn't.
No, it really doesn't seem like it. But I will say, like, if you guys have never eaten beef cheeks, highly recommend that. They are ridiculously fatty and tender and just, like, melt in your mouth. It sounds weird, and I will give you that. It seems weird to eat, a cow's face. But that face meat, that's good stuff. So we got TJ Timbo music in here. Dude, first off, I just appreciate your support, man. Like I see you all the time commenting, sharing, and following us and always supporting us. So dude, this means a lot that you're in here on the stream. So shout out Timbo Music for being in here, man. He's the man.
Timbo, but we always try to go live. The only time we're pre-recorded is like if the internet or we couldn't possibly, broadcast live. We only really pre-record if we have to. We'll have some in the like Hunter recorded one this week that sits in the hopper when we need it, or if we don't need it, then we'll put it out when the timing's right. But
yeah,
we try to be live.
And that just happened last Friday. I tried to go live with Lucas Siebert, and the connection was all ridiculous. Couldn't go live really. We kept dropping out. Everything was going wrong. So thankfully I had that Craig Perry interview pre-recorded and was able to just post that instead. So we always try to keep one in the can, like Ryan said. So you always got to have a backup. Whenever we did this Hidden Gems thing, the idea was always to do what I'm doing right now, like stream it live from the restaurant. Sometimes that's just not possible. You get bad Wi-Fi, bad internet out in these places, or the place is very small and loud or something like that. If it logistically doesn't make sense, obviously we won't do it that day. But when it makes sense, like today, this area here at V&V Scratch Kitchen is really nice. I'm just sitting here chilling.
I got a question for you, Hunter. Did you tell them like, hey, I'm going to record a live podcast? Did you say anything?
No, I just showed up and pulled out my microphone.
Well, I knew you just showed up, but we were, half hour away from going live. So
yeah. So we got a special guest for the show today, guys. It's not just me and Ryan. We're going to tag somebody in, and I believe
who might that be?
Who could have? Can you guys even handle the suspense right now? I'm just going to leave him right now for a peek behind the curtain.
He's sitting in the waiting room.
Yeah.
He can hear us. Yeah. So, I don't know. Who could it be?
I don't know, but he's just sitting there all grayed out. He can't talk. Like if he tries to talk, you won't hear it. So I don't know. No, we'll tag him in. This is enough.
That's probably a good thing that you can't hear him. Like, let's not be able to see him or hear him. We'll talk about him though.
Definitely. People probably appreciate it. But here we go. Here he comes. Dun, dun, dun. Play the walkout music.
There he is.
It's the best looking guy in Pittsburgh MMA, baby.
100%.
I've been here the whole time, bro.
Nice. What's up, Ethan?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, can you do me a favor, Ethan? Would you mind turning your phone the landscape
this way? Why are you always whining?
It makes it better. Well, because there's a lot of things that could make you better, but you refuse to do them.
No, I'm good enough in general.
That's what I thought. That's what I was going to say.
Is that what you say? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's like peak. This is peak male performance. You may not like it, but Ethan Goss, that's peak male performance right there.
Exactly.
Well, the thing I don't understand about Ethan is like he's like I'll say like men in general are like just barely one step above like cavemen. Ethan is caveman. Like he is not one step above caveman. He lives with a raccoon. Like he's caveman.
Hey.
Yeah. Yet.
But do it right.
Somehow he convinced a good-looking female to marry him. It's the weirdest thing. I don't understand.
Look, hey, she knew she's out kicking her coverage. That's all.
Whoa, what was that?
That was
I had a phone coming in.
The remix.
That was my brother was actually just calling me. Don't worry.
Nice. Be like, are you on a podcast right now? Yes, it's live.
It really is. So, Ethan, the good people at home are probably wondering why you're here, dude. So I'm gonna let you do the honors.
Well, before we get into that, wait.
All right.
Ethan, before we get into that, let's talk about last show you were supposed to be on it. What happened?
Oh yeah, last show I was supposed to. The FedEx guy just backed in the driveway too. So last show, I was supposed to be on February 5th. I was fighting for the 247 featherweight championship against James Adcock. And then about 2.5 weeks out, I'm on a podcast. About 2.5 weeks out, James decided that he no longer wanted to fight, and his excuse was that he got COVID, and he said that he tried to train through it after a week, of having it or whatever, and he just wasn't going to be able to train through it. It was just too much. So I said, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. COVID affects everyone differently. They were pretty adamant on wanting to rebook the fight. So I'm like, yeah, well, let's do it for April 16th then. And then his coach comes back and says, he still isn't able to go through the warm-ups. I can't see him, being ready to fight by April 16th. Long story short, James Adcock is a bitch and did not want to fight me because he took a fight with Cody Law at Bellator March 12th, which was last weekend, and absolutely got starched. I was nice about the whole and the build up with James. I said he was a tough guy and all this stuff. And, obviously you got to be somewhat tough to be a professional fighter, but James was a cherry picking sucker, man. He ran from tough fights, and that's exactly what he did here. He ran from a tough fight that was going to be in front of him. And, he got what he wanted. And then to make matters worse, he got the fight with Bellator that I have been begging to get. And that was against Cody Law. So, but it didn't work out great for him. Not that I want to see, I get my rocks off to anybody losing, but that's what happens when you run from tough fights on the regional scene.
That's the Ethan gospel.
Exactly.
Where did that just roll off the tongue? Like that just
It did. It did.
Never
I just
thought about that until this moment.
I probably should have saved it.
Did it really sound that great or what?
I guess it was just that good, man. I don't know. I should be saving that though.
You got inspired, man. That was good.
It was, man. I mean, I definitely, Ethan, it was a weird situation, man. Like, I got to agree with you whenever that fight was announced all the way up, his coach, Jason King, Knoxville MMA, they're awesome people. And we've said on the podcast multiple times how much we enjoyed working with them and everything. And that was a great fight with you and James. And when that James Adcock versus Cody Law poster came out, when Bellator published that, I was like, whoa, it definitely was weird for everybody involved because, we heard the same things you did. So I don't know, man. I mean,
Here's my thing. I'm going to respect you more if you say, no, I don't want to fight a guy like you right now. You know what I mean? Or no, I don't want to take a fight with a guy like you right now. I will respect you more for that than I will for you signing a contract and then giving me some bogus ass excuse and giving us another bogus ass excuse to not book the fight at a later date and then take a fight, with Bellator. I mean, yeah, it's Bellator, and he jumped on it, that he was offered that fight. I mean, he jumped on it, but you really, you had this excuse that you physically wasn't going to be able to fight me because you were having trouble with COVID. Like I said, I gave him the benefit of the doubt with COVID because it affects people differently. I don't know. I mean, some people get it and have no symptoms. Other people, it puts on their ass. Him, he just didn't want to fight, man. I mean, that was the bottom line. That's all there was to it. So,
yeah. So
wasted my time, wasted your time.
Yeah. So Bellator, if you guys ever listen in, Cody Law, Ethan has a fight with us April 16th, or if Cody, I know Cody might listen. Ethan has said, I would love to test myself against Cody. I have a lot of respect for him. I think that's a challenge I'd like to take on. And so, Ethan has a fight with us April 16th. Maybe that could be something that could be down the road for Bellator with Cody. Who knows? But if you want someone who's a gamer, Bellator and Cody, this is definitely a Good shot. Good.
Listen,
Good guy.
anytime, any place, anywhere, man. It doesn't matter. I mean, as you guys know, they called right after the Adcox fight, looking for me to step in on a week's notice down in Phoenix against one of their guys. And I wholeheartedly and fully accepted the deal and pretty much had myself all psyched up like I was going to Phoenix to fight for Bellator, on 7 days notice. And then I ended up not getting picked. They ended up picking somebody else, whether it was the guy I was fighting or Bellator. I don't know. Somebody picked somebody else. So, but
yeah, that was something. We worked to try to make that happen, and unfortunately it didn't. But that puts you where at. So let's update us. What's going on now, brother?
So now, we fast forwarded clear into the month of March. We didn't get to fight in February. Now I will be fighting April 16th at the Monroeville Convention Center for the 247 Featherweight Championship against Kevin Barberina, who is the younger brother of Brian Barberina.
Is he actually his brother?
Yeah, from what I understand, that's his brother.
That's sick. See, Ethan just taught me something. I didn't even realize they were brothers. Obviously knew the names were similar, but and they're both awesome fighters. So this is a killer fight, man. You guys can see the fight poster on the screen. Ethan, this title fight is a long time coming for you, dude. This is I know how much this means to you. How has your preparation felt, leading up? Does it feel a little different with knowing gold's on the line? And this is kind of, when we did the podcast, just me and you, I remember you saying, that means more than anything, because I can buy other things that I want in life. This is something that can't be bought, that's only earned.
Yeah. It really feels like I've put in 2 camps for this fight. Obviously, putting in pretty much a full camp for the last one in February that didn't go through. And to be honest with you, I never really lifted the foot off the gas pedal. I kept going because Cam had his fight. So I just kept going to the gym. And, Cam, after Cam's fight happened in April, I just kept going to the gym, and I never really lost my cardio or my conditioning. And, we started out great. I mean, I feel like I started this camp in prime shape as I was, almost at the point where I was peaking, getting ready for the Adcox fight. And like I said, I just never lifted my foot off the gas pedal. So
you're going to make 135.
What's that?
So you're going to make 135.
Absolutely not. No, that was, I did that twice before. That's not for me.
How many years ago was that, Ethan?
2015. So what's that? 7 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, twice in 2015 I made 135, and whoo, yeah, not a good thing. It was too much, definitely too much.
Yeah, that's freaking nuts, man. It's cool that you mentioned how the team there at Gorilla House, you had to help Cam get ready for his fight, and that kind of kept you in shape and everything. What since we haven't really talked to him, I guess I'm just asking you to spill the beans in a way. Like, how's Cam feeling after suffering his first defeat? And it was a hard fight against a really hard opponent as well. I mean, that was an awesome fight that we talked about a ton leading up, and it actually fully delivered. But how's Cam handling that? How has he responded?
Oh man, Cam's in good spirits. Cam makes jokes about it, and that's what we do at Gorilla House too. We ride each other pretty hard and pick on each other about everything. But Cam will make jokes about it that way. He'd be like, "Hey, if you want to kick my ass, you better call Hunter Starner." 'Cause he's the only one who can do it. And like I said, we all pick on each other and stuff. Like Darren just had the big 50 birthday, and he's in denial about it. He just can't. He had to delete his whole family off his Facebook.
Really? He's only 50?
Ouch.
Yeah, just turned 50.
I put him at like 50, 60, something like. 55, 60.
That's what I thought, but no, he just turned 50, and like I said, he had to block his whole family on his Facebook because he didn't want them making 50-year-old posts about happy birthday posts about him. So, but yeah, we like I said, we pick on all of us get it pretty hard from everyone. But Cam's in good spirits. Cam's back. Cam's training. He's still in school, so that takes some some of his time and stuff. There's nights where like he might not be able to be in, or he might not be able to be in at the time we start. But Cam's a workhorse, you know. He just always has been, always will be, and he's just nothing but a competitive go, no matter who he goes with. You know, Cam's one of them guys, whether he ever fights or whether he would quit fighting, he would still train, because it's just, that's what he loves to do. So
yeah, that's what it's all about. And it definitely shows in his fights. You know, like we said, Hunter Starner was an elite prospect as well. So we knew that was kind of a best versus best kind of matchup. And they both certainly had their moments. And I'll say, you know, Cam came the closest to ending that fight for sure. That guillotine looked tight. Man, it was a good fight. I would love to see that one run back sometime down the road, or see where they both go. You know, I think they still have super promising careers, both of them.
yeah, I could see those two clashing on a bigger stage later in life. You know what I mean? Because that's, like I said, that's two top-notch guys right there that stepped in and took on a tough challenge. You know, and that's what amateur fighting's supposed to be. Two guys that are 6-0. You know, two guys that are tough as they are fight another guy that's just as tough or tougher than them. That's what amateur fighting's supposed to be. You know, you're supposed to go out, you're supposed to fucking test yourself, you're supposed to have these tough fights, so you're prepared mentally and physically prepared to jump to the pro ranks. And you don't see a lot of it in today's amateur fighting.
Unfortunately, yeah, we've heard that from so many people, and I wish every amateur fighter out there would listen whenever you're saying that, because every pro fighter who, you know, gets to that level kind of that you're at, you know, established, a guy competing for a title, they all say the same thing. Like, you don't need to be afraid of losing as an amateur. That's the whole point of the amateur ranks, is to get that experience so that when you get to that level, you're prepared. And Cam's a gamer. You're obviously a gamer. That whole Gorilla House crew is a gamer in that way. But I just wish more amateur fighters would really let that sink in. I know, like, the prospect of losing a fist fight is definitely not fun. Nobody wants to go in and lose a fist fight, but it's really not the end of the world for amateurs if that does happen.
And that's the part of it that is literally, I mean, it's inevitable, because if you do this long enough, somebody is going to whoop your ass, you know, if you're not prepared. No matter how long these amateur guys go, if they do 5 fights against a bunch of nobodies, you know, and they think they're ready to go pro and jump pro, unless you're being spoon-fed, you know, pro matchups, somebody somewhere is going to kick your ass, because you're going to run into a real son of a bitch that can really fight. And it's going to happen, you know.
You might even run into it wherever you are right now, Ethan. Like, you look ready to go. Like, Timbo just commented on our stream, "Sun's out, guns out." You look like you're ready to throw down right now. You're showing off that double camp bod.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I just got done working
double
for the
camp
day.
dad bod.
Dad bod. Hey, you got the dad bod going on. Look at you.
Hey,
3 kids
dude,
later.
I lost weight. I don't want to hear it.
No,
That's
man.
fair.
I'm active 24/7. Like I said, I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it on the stream here, because I didn't know if I was going to get done doing the job. Yesterday, I spent all day in a muddy ditch. You know what I mean? Rolling out pipes, shoveling mud. You know, that's my life. That's all day, every day. I'm on the move. I'm on the go. So I'm ready for anything at any time.
Nice. Well, go ahead, Ryan.
That reminds me of John DeJesus. Like, I think I think he might have left his job, but, you know, until just recently, you know, he was up doing climbing trees and working in the, like, as a.
Yeah, he's a what do they call that?
Yeah,
arborist or something.
Yeah, arborist.
Arborist. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that dude, like, is always working out, kind of like you're always working out, and then you're working out all day long, and then you go to the gym all evening. Like, you guys are in tip-top shape.
Yeah, it's a grind, man. And, you know, so a lot of these younger kids, like, you know, you got to dedicate yourself to it. And they, you know, a lot of people make excuses like, "Oh, well, you know, my friends want to go out tonight," or, you know, I mean, if this is what you want to do, you're going to make time for it. You're going to make it a priority. It's been 10 years straight for me of doing it this way. Work all day long, go to the gym in the evening, train all evening. You know what I mean? Get up, do it all over again. So
maybe that's why Kaylee's still with you. She's never seen you. She's never like. She's never had.
exactly.
I mean, I've told her, and I've told her like one of these days your eyesight could come back. Like, what are you gonna? What are you walking into here?
She she usually yells at me if I don't go to the if there's a night that I don't make it to the gym. She's like, "You need to be going to the gym." So maybe that's what's going on. Yeah,
That's
maybe
what
Ryan's sneaking over when I'm at the gym.
What she's really saying is, I have a guest coming over. Please leave.
That's what I said. Maybe Ryan's sneaking over when I'm going to the gym. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
That's
great. It's a long hike, bro. I'm tired of that drive. Please stay home more.
Hey, we don't want to start any more rumors to give any more bottom feeders any evidence on you here. So
nice.
That's funny. Yeah.
That's good. So, dude, we glossed over it because I got so distracted by the fact that Kevin Barberina is Brian Barberina's brother. That distracted me so much that I forgot to ask you about the fight itself. I mean, what kind of matchup are the fans in for here? Because obviously an out of town guy, guessing they don't know a ton about him. What do you know about Kevin and how do you match up with him?
So basically, like I said, I was being nice, saying about the James Adcock when you guys asked me about that one. This one, I'm not sugarcoating. I'm being completely honest with you. Kevin is a tough dude. He just beat Jeffrey Holmes at 155 pounds, which Jeffrey Holmes is a veteran. He's been around just as long or longer than I have. And Jeff Holmes is a very good wrestler. Kevin has fought Dennis Paiva, or however you say his name, for CES, who was, considered one of the top 10 guys in the nation at one point. Kevin's a dog, man. And I seen it in his fight with Jeff. Like, he's a dog because Jeff was putting it on him. And, Kevin came back and was able to get the finish and get the win. So I'm expecting a dog fight. I'm expecting what you guys got in Johnstown. So back in August. That's the type of fight I expect. I think it's going to be a barn burner matchup. I think it's something the fans are going to enjoy. And I think we're going to put on one hell of a show.
Well, that's
Ethan,
music to our ears.
You're a big wrestling fan, so I gotta put you on the spot, and for someone watching this and they've never come to a show, do WWE style promo for April 16th, bro.
Yeah, but I'm not good at that stuff though. I'm not good at the promo part. I ain't embarrassing myself. You talked me into doing this dumb shit a long time ago. I embarrassed myself then. I can't do it now.
No one saw it, dude. Don't worry. No, everyone loves you, bro. You're like the
gone 24/7. I need a toothpick to flick. You know what I mean? I got to be like, hey, Chico.
You're the lovable caveman. That's your new nickname. Ethan, the lovable caveman Goss.
No, that just sounds stupid.
Ethan 316.
That just sounds stupid. Ethan 316 might be a copyright infringement. Yeah.
There you go. Ethan 316 says, "I just kicked your ass."
Dude, that's awesome.
I was gonna say something about Adcock, but I'll let you stew on that later.
Well, I am gonna plug real fast before we get Ethan out of here. I gotta plug this because any Ethan Goss fight is an excuse to go buy this shirt.
Oh yeah.
We unfortunately made it for February and then never got to actually get to that fight in February, but it's still in the store. You can still buy the old Raccoon Wrangler t-shirt. That should be your nickname, Ethan. Ethan the Raccoon Wrangler.
That's a good one. Yeah. For those of you that don't know, obviously you should know by now. The reason for the shirt is because I have a pet raccoon that lives in my house, and she loves Middlesworth barbecue chips, which who doesn't? I mean, come on, there's the best chips in the world.
Truly.
So that's the whole point in the shirt with the coon on it and eating the chips.
It's so perfect.
Believe it or not, I actually put the raccoon outside my house a week ago, right when I got back from Mexico. I thought, you know what? She's big enough now. She wants to go outside. I put her outside, I didn't see her for like a day. I thought she took off. It turned out she's living under my porch the whole time. And she would go
Wouldn't
out at
even leave
nighttime.
home.
She would literally go out at nighttime, and then by in the morning I would come back. I'd check in the morning, and she'd be under the porch in the morning. And then one morning I'd come out, and she's in a tree across the road from my house. And me and Kaylee went over and was like watching her, and she comes down out of the tree, moseys around the creek a little bit, and then beelines it right across the road, right back underneath my porch. So it's like I guess we got this raccoon for life, whether she's outside or not.
Hey man, you can't find Middlesworth barbecue chips out in nature. That's why she knows
That
where to
is
get
true.
those.
That is true.
Well, I always thought of like Ethan as the ultimate man's man, like, you know. And then we were on the phone yesterday or an inside source. That's good. Interrupted. I can't. That was good.
That's beautiful.
And then I come to find out yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever, that Ethan doesn't know how to cook a steak.
What?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Back it up, because this is infinitely more surprising than you owning a raccoon, Ethan.
Yeah.
Like infinitely
Okay.
more surprising.
Here's the thing. Back in the day, a man's man didn't cook. All right. Today's world,
Steak is different.
today's world, in Ryan's little city boy life, a man's supposed to cook on the grill.
Little
Well, real
city boy
man,
life.
a real man has a real woman that cooks for him. That's what a real man does.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
still shocked.
Yeah. So am I. So like, if I threw a ribeye down in front of you and was like, "Hey, Ethan, make this for us. Like 2 ribeyes, make one for yourself, one for me." What would you do? Like, how would you approach it?
Oh, I could definitely heat the sucker up. You know what I mean? I could probably get it about the
In the
right what you
microwave.
want. But what I don't know is like, I don't know the seasoning stuff and like the marinating shit. Like, I don't know all that stuff. Like, you want me to throw it on the grill and cook it? Yeah, I could do that.
Okay.
But
All right.
the whole art into the cooking with the, you know what I mean, doing the marinating and the seasoning and all that good stuff, the stuff that makes it taste good. But like I've told Ryan, I mean, we've literally shot a deer and cooked it over a campfire at a party one night. Like,
Okay, so let me, if you're the man's man and like, you know, you have a woman to cook for you, how does that, like, how are your hamburgers? Like, how do they taste?
most of the time, pretty good.
Okay, well, what about the other times?
Well, there was one time that
Oh.
hamburger was still mooing. Yeah.
Nice.
One time I don't know if she pulled a dirty prank on me or what, but it was still had a heartbeat in the middle of it.
That's awesome.
I
Imagine
don't like my hamburgers like that. I like them a little cooked. You know what I mean? I don't want them overcooked, but
I'm with you on that. Yeah. So the hilarious thing that you kind of mentioned and just moved on from kind of quickly is that you would rather kill and dress a deer and cook it over a campfire than just season a steak. Like, yeah, that's way easier.
Hey, man, good fresh venison is some of the best meat you can get. You know
I
what
don't
I mean?
disagree.
Like,
I don't disagree.
Like, you always heard like Joe Rogan talk about elk meat. Like, you want some of the best tasting meat in the world, you gotta try caribou meat. So we went to Canada before caribou hunting, which is basically reindeer hunting. I pretty much killed Rudolph.
Nice.
You know, when I was 12 years old. And caribou meat is literally the best meat I've ever tasted.
What
Cow
about
face
it?
is pretty good.
Yeah, cow face is on point. What about compare caribou to venison? Like, what are we talking?
I mean, it's just, to me, it was like such a more tender. You know, I mean, venison's obviously good, but it's such a more like tender, flavoring taste of meat. You know what I mean? It like just falls off. You know, you just cut so easy. It's so juicy. Like, the best part about venison is like obviously cooking it up the night you cut the deer up. But this caribou, like we shot caribou. We were as far north as you could drive in Quebec. We shot them. We brought them back. After we brought them back, we cut them up. You know what I mean? We had the loins and all that stuff, and then had like beef sticks made out of the rest of it. But it was just so good tasting. And
Nice.
I think like, so some animals, like my cousins, like they went and shot they went out west somewhere and shot, I don't know if it was an antelope or what it was, but it was one of the ones that just runs nonstop. And they said it was the worst tasting thing they ever ate, which I guess adrenaline has something to do with it. Something with high adrenaline doesn't have it, like spoils the meat. Caribou are the laziest thing you could ever see. Like they're
that's perfect.
So slow and mopey and lazy, and that must be part of it. I don't know.
It makes perfect sense. Plus, the super active, it means they're going to be leaner. The meat's obviously going to be tougher and more muscly versus, like you said, lazy caribou just sitting around like covered in nice fat, keeping the meat all moist.
Yeah.
Like that's perfect.
I mean, they gotta have stuff in their bodies to keep warm in that negative 30-degree temperature up there. So
exactly. Well, now I want to try caribou. Do you think Cheplix has that, Ryan, right up the street?
I mean, they have a lot. Hey, Ethan, I have a question for you. So we're doing this series, Hidden Gems, right? And so, like, for your friends, family, and listeners in Altoona area, is there a hidden gem food place there that you're like, hey man, like I never heard of this place until whenever, and I had it and it was awesome, and like it's one of my favorite go-tos. I mean, I know you're kind of in the middle of nowhere, but anywhere.
3 places that come to mind. First, Muddy Run Tavern, right in downtown Huntington, PA. Muddy Run Tavern. It's a awesome place, pretty big place, double floor. Believe it, it's like definitely the best place in town. They started as just like in a little wee tiny room, and they moved into a bigger building. They got awesome wings. They got awesome sandwiches and stuff there. Obviously, the beer always tastes good, but they got pool tables. It's like, but it's not like a bar where it's open till 2 o'clock in the morning and people are getting drunk and being idiots in. There's them. There's a place out 26, which is literally in the middle of nowhere. It's like the only place on 26 where you can stop and get something to eat from Huntington.
Is that where we went?
No, we went to Diner 22.
Okay.
Diner 22 is good, but McMurtry's has the best wings in town. 100% guaranteed best wings in town. But the guy is just he owns the bar by himself. He runs it by himself. He lives there. He just kind of does it how he feels. If he doesn't feel like getting wings on Tuesday night, he's not going to the store to get wings to cook for Tuesday night. That's just kind of how he does it. But his wings are amazing. Awesome. The third place.
So if you definitely want wings, you got to call ahead and be like, is today a wing day?
Basically, his wings and fries are awesome. How'd you find out already?
Got my ways.
Tavern is another place. Spruce Creek Tavern's got a lot of good food. They do the wings and fries, and when they give you fries, they give you like a 5-gallon bucket full of fries up there.
Yeah, we love shouting out good places that that nice local gems, local. It's a tough time, man. This industry is really brutal, and there's labor shortages. And,
definitely. I mean, when we try to eat out, we always try to, instead of going to chain restaurants, we go to, more local places. There's another place too called the Village Tavern. It's not far from Huntington. It's got a lot of good food, and it's a real nice place. They just remodeled and stuff in the inside of it. It used to kind of be like a rundown, dumpy bar, and then it turned into a real nice restaurant. But and we have a new one that's going to be opening where the old Main Street was. It's called Bluegill Bar and Grill. It used to be Main Street Cafe. I'm excited for that. It's supposed to be open sometime this year. I'm actually friends with the owner's son. We've tossed a few beers back before we were buddies.
Nice.
But I'm excited for that one. And that one's like 2 minutes from my house, so it'll be nice to have something close to home.
That's awesome.
There's a nice 5 good places for people to go out that way with our guest Ethan Goss.
They should probably at least one of them needs to sponsor you for the fight too, I think. Between that and Middlesworth, like, what are you guys waiting on? He's here giving you guys free publicity, saying how awesome you are. Let him put that name on those shorts and show it off inside the cage.
Yeah, come on, guys. I mean, holy hell. I'm even distantly related to Middlesworth somehow, and I didn't get no sponsor from them.
See, that's just rude.
Get the tattoo on your chest, and then they can't deny you.
Yeah, just like the old days when they had it wrote all over their face and their backs and stuff.
That was hilarious. That was amazing.
What was that? It was like a casino or something, right?
Yeah, it
There
was
were
something
a
like
few,
that.
yeah.
Hey, you remember the goofy guy when King of the Cage in the 2000s was real big? He got King of the Cage tattooed in his forehead with
Yep.
flames around his eyes.
100%.
Hey, if you pay me enough, I'll do that with a 247 logo.
No, we're
Right
good.
across the forehead.
We're good.
I don't want to do that.
Not unless I did it with a 247 ring.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you better start working on your punch, because I don't know if you punch hard enough to make an indent.
Come on, you're hurting my feelings. Oh wait, no, you're not. I've been in this game long enough not to have feelings anymore.
They're gone.
If you're in the fight business, you leave your feelings at home.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's a fact.
Because they will tear you down. They will say whatever it takes to tear you down. True
they
or
will
not?
Destroy you. You know that, Ryan.
Will destroy you.
Dude, it's a fact. It's just a fact. But Ethan, dude, we're not going to keep you any longer. We know you got stuff to do. Raccoons to feed, steaks to season, things of that nature. So, dude, I mean, just to reiterate, if somebody's just popping in, Ethan Goss fights Kevin Barberina April 16th at Brawl on the Burgh 11 at the Monroeville Convention Center. Tickets are on sale now, and that is a pro featherweight title fight. The golden belt is on the line. It's freaking awesome, man. We're excited for you to get back in that cage and put on a show, because last time we saw you in there, it was fight of the year. So it's going to be tough to top that one, but I feel like you're up to the task.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, April 6th, whoever's listening, whoever's watching, whoever's going to be watching later, April 16th, you want to be there. You do not want to miss this show, right? Kalma Worthy's back. I'm back. Title on the line, plus a stellar amateur portion of the card. You do not want to miss this show. So hit me up for tickets. Hit me up first, actually. Before you hit up anybody else, hit me up first. You should buy your tickets from me, because I'm awesome. But great show, great atmosphere, great production. Everything about it's going to be awesome. Great venue. Come watch some ass kickings, have a beer, and I'll chat with you after.
Hell yeah. We can't wait, man. See, he can cut a promo.
See, he did. He just did.
Yeah, but I wasn't talking shit. You want me to cut a promo where I'm like talking shit on somebody? I don't want to talk shit on anybody.
You don't need to talk smack on anyone.
Well, there you go. There's your promo.
We're literally going to cut that, and boom, it's good.
Promo. Boom. So here, three bags of chips. 3 bags of Middlesworth if you win, Ethan, backstage I'll have ready for you. All right.
You're on, brother.
You're gonna have a whole car full of food for you got to get the triple cheeseburger. Now you got 3 bags of chips, dude. Your whole car could be full if you keep doing this.
Hey, and if these guys keep coming and putting on a show, I'm more than happy to give it to them, Ryan.
Yeah, you gotta get Jew Hurd his cheeseburger. You know what I mean? He wants that triple cheeseburger.
Well,
I've been holding out.
First, we got to get him a match. We need to get him out.
Hey, that's coming too. So we're going to get Edwin Vera back in that cage, and I got your triple cheeseburger waiting. I might get it here at V&V Scratch Kitchen and really treat you, dude. This place is phenomenal.
V&V Scratch Kitchen, Finleyville. Guys, I was there pre-pandemic when they first opened within a year or two, and we were blown away. If they were, if I lived anywhere closer to there, that would be like my spot. But right now it's like a great spot to make a trip here and there too. Oh man, it is so good. Like it is truly a hidden gem. Like you don't think about it. You don't, but all of a sudden you're like, let's go to V&V. Oh yes. It's like a celebration when you think about it.
I like how they don't really pictures of their food online. Apparently, I'm trying to show some food pics, and there's none.
Food pics.
Yeah, well, I showed them earlier, so the people are going to have to deal because I closed that window, so we're out of that life now. But We take our word for it, man. V&V Scratch Kitchen was amazing. So come out, check it out. Let us know your own hidden gem. You know, we're still going through this. We're going to do a different place every Friday. We have a very extensive list right now to work off of, but we're always down for more. There's always room for more. So thanks for listening, everybody. Ethan, thanks for coming out again, man. It's always a pleasure, genuinely, to sit down, talk with you, man. We can't wait for April, and we'll all be in touch soon. Let's get it.
Yep. Thank you guys. It's my pleasure.
Thanks, Ethan. Thanks, Hunter.
Yep.